I got a box of 4Ks here. I bought these off eBay. There are 14 titles inside this box, and I paid $75.11, which averages to $5.36 a title. Let's get into it. First up, we've got two nature 4Ks here. This is Planet Earth 2 with slipcover and Blue Planet 2. Both of these, I'm sure, make really good 4K demo discs. I enjoy nature documentaries, but have never been a really huge fan of these kind of like Blue Planet documentaries, the ones narrated by Richard Attenborough. But to be honest, I also haven't sat down to really watch them. Oh, it looks like this one has a little bit of a broken tab there. Not a huge deal, but I'll note it in the auction. Here we've got Planet Earth 2 with slipcover. I will say these hold value pretty well, which I'm excited about. I'm probably not going to keep them because the chances are good I'm not going to watch them. So these are getting put up for resale to help pay for some of the titles I plan on keeping within this haul. This one runs for about $11 on eBay, and this one runs for $9. So together, they'll fetch an easy $20. Next up, we have a title I am going to keep. This is Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk, a movie I enjoy quite a bit. I don't love it for its story, but certainly the construction of the film, the kind of ticking time clock of it all. Oh, another one with some kind of issue with the case. Let's see, where was that? It looks like it was right there, a little bit of the tab. So hopefully that is not a trend throughout this haul, but we will see for sure. We got the Blu-ray. We got the 4K right there. Yeah, a great war movie. Certainly a technological and storytelling feat. All the natural effects in this film. Again, the construction of the plot. Very unique. What a thrill ride of the movie. Keeping this and adding it to the Christopher Nolan 4K collection. Next up, we've got Arrival with slipcover, a movie that I love, directed by Denis Villeneuve, director of Sicario and the recent Dune, amongst others. Enemy also is a great movie by Denis Villeneuve. Basically any movie in his filmography. I think I've seen all but maybe his first two. Yeah, this is an alien invasion movie, but not kind of your typical action alien invasion. This is more like, with digital code. Yeah, this one is more like, what would the scientists do? This is like what happens before the military gets involved and things go haywire. I love it. It's kind of a slow-paced, slow burn movie, which I also enjoy that aspect of it. I loved the way they integrated linguistics. I like all the performances. It's a good one. It's also surprisingly funny. At times, here and there, intentionally funny, which works very well as far as breaking you out of some of the more procedural elements of the way the plot unfolds. It's a good one. It's not worth a whole lot, about $9 on eBay. I'm going to keep the slipcover, which is a little hard to come by. The title itself regularly sells on Amazon for $10 brand new. I paid $5.36 for this copy, and I'm only going to keep the slipcover. Here we have another sci-fi film. This is The Martian Extended Edition, starring Matt Damon and directed by Ridley Scott, I think. Yes, Ridley Scott, director of the first Aliens movie, amongst others. Also a fun sci-fi adventure. Oh, digital code right there. You know, I had no idea if these were going to come with digital codes, but evidently they are. And look at this one's loose as well, but it looks like it just popped out. So we'll pop that back in. No damage done, which is great. We got the Blu-ray discs, we got special features Blu-ray, and there is the 4K. A super fun sci-fi movie. I would say kind of an instant sci-fi classic. I already own it. This one's going for resale. It typically fetches about $8 on eBay. So I'll make a few bucks back on it to put towards the titles I plan on keeping. Yet another space-related movie. This one is more on the realistic side for sure. This is based on the true story of the first man to walk on the moon. This is starring Ryan Gosling and directed by Damien Chazelle, one of my favorite filmmakers. Of recent note, he directed La La Land, Whiplash, and the recently released Babylon, which with digital code. Yeah, Babylon, which is a movie that I just saw in theaters the other night, and it was good for sure. I wouldn't say it's one of his best. It clocked in at 3 hours long, Babylon did, and that was a lot of movie for sure. But it was pretty interesting. It's about kind of the transition film made from no sound to sound and how some actors transitioned during that change. It was pretty wild, to be honest, and a little too long probably for me to ever watch again. But I did enjoy it. As is First Man, I enjoy this movie. Not my favorite Damien Chazelle movie, but I do enjoy it. This film runs $11 on eBay, and I'm going to keep it. Next up, we've got Alien Covenant, another sci-fi movie. This is a very sci-fi heavy haul for sure. This is the sequel to Prometheus, another movie directed by Ridley Scott. This one was not received very well, but I enjoyed it. It definitely has its quirks for sure. The flute scene is amazing. I mean, as flute scenes go, Alien Covenant is definitely at the top or near the top for sure. This one is still sealed, unopened, so obviously comes with digital code. I do not have this in my collection, so I'm going to keep it for now, but leave it in its wrapper. Hopefully I'll come across a used copy here in the future, and I can flip this one. This title fetches about $10 on eBay. For now, putting it on the shelf, hopefully eventually flipping it. Yet another sci-fi title and another unopened title. This is Star Trek Beyond, the third in the recent Star Trek reboot. I was excited to hear the announcement that they're making a fourth. I enjoyed the series, even if this is not my favorite installment. I already own the trilogy that this film is a part of, so this is definitely a flip for me. Star Trek Beyond fetches about $10 on eBay, so I'll be close to doubling my money. This one will pay for nearly a full title I'm going to keep. Hacksaw Ridge, a good war drama / action movie. I recently rewatched this one. I already have this on 4K, already opened. This one, still sealed, so it's an easy flip for me. This runs $8 on eBay, even brand new, because it pretty much sits on Amazon at about $10 or less perpetually. So there's a lot of copies of Hacksaw Ridge out there, brand new, used, whatever you want. If you don't have this film on 4K already, and you're a big fan of war films, or Mel Gibson films, or Andrew Garfield films, you should definitely check out Hacksaw Ridge. I already own it, like I said, so this one's going on eBay. The Revenant, directed by Alejandro Inarritu and starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy. An instant classic as far as I'm concerned, and the movie that earned Leonardo DiCaprio his long-awaited Oscar. I love this movie for sure. The fisheye lens, the long takes, another digital code. Yeah, the long takes, the kind of like survival horror element of it all. I enjoy it quite a bit. And I think most people have seen this movie, at least the ones that want to have seen it by now. And yeah, it's a unique one. It's also a movie that I happen to already own on 4K. So I'm going to be flipping this one as well. It doesn't sell for much. It's another title that there are just a ton of copies of out there. It fetches about $8 on eBay. And since I already own it, it's going bye-bye. Lego Batman movie, a movie that I've seen in theaters and cannot remember much of. I was a big fan of the first Lego movie. I've never seen Lego Movie 2. I saw Lego Batman movie, which was fine. I mean, I felt like the original Lego movie was made for everybody, and starting from Lego Batman movie, it felt a little bit like it was more for kids, and that's fine. It's just as an adult, have less to latch onto. This is an unopened copy, as you can tell. I'm probably going to flip it just because I can't imagine myself ever rewatching this movie on my own at home. There's just very small chance of that happening. And it also doesn't hurt that this fetches about $25 on eBay. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I think this is the first of the Fantastic Beasts movies, and probably the only one that I've seen. I'm pretty sure I've only seen the first. I don't even know how many there have been. Has there been 2 or 3 at this point? I don't know. A movie I don't remember much about. I'm sure it was fine. Most of the Harry Potter movies I wasn't in love with. Like, as the kids got older, I liked the movies more. I don't remember much about this, and I never really got too attached to it. This one's brand new. I don't really care to add it to my collection. If I ever did, I'd probably wait until the Fantastic Beasts series was over and buy it as a collection. This is valued on eBay for about $8, even brand new with slipcover. I'm going to resell it because there's no reason to put it on my shelf. I never plan on watching it again. And the last of the unopened titles, this is the live-action adaptation of Ghost in the Shell, starring Scarlett Johansson, with kind of a beautiful, multicolored, flawless slipcover. I like the original Ghost in the Shell anime, and I don't remember much about this live-action adaptation. Again, I'm sure a sci-fi movie that is just fine, but nothing super special. Certainly nothing mind-blowing. Another unopened title obviously came with a digital code. I don't necessarily need this on my shelf. I already have the 4K of the animated version from the 90s. This fetches a cool $20 on eBay, so I'm going to flip it. And finally, the only non-4K in this lot. When I originally purchased the lot, it said that this was in 4K as well. I should have looked closer at the photos, but no, this is just a standard Blu-ray, but I ain't mad because this fetches roughly $25 on eBay. Roger Waters, certainly you might know from the band Pink Floyd. This is him and his solo band kind of running through, another digital code. Yeah, I don't know much about this, and I only casually know about Pink Floyd. I mean, certainly I've heard the hits. I've heard all of Dark Side of the Moon, at least once. And yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of the band, I understand the appeal, but never got too into them myself. We got double-sided printing on the inside of the case that shows you the track numbers. That's nice. And a 2-disc set here. You've got the original feature and the bonus disc. I'm guessing this is just a concert film of sorts, I imagine, or maybe there's animated sequences mixed in. I have no clue. I know typically Pink Floyd is a pretty creative band, and they like to mix things up here and there, so maybe there's more to it than what I'm giving it credit. The only thing I do know about this for sure is that it fetches a decent price on eBay, and I don't really care about it, and so I'm going to flip it to help pay for a bunch of titles in this haul that I plan on keeping. All right, so there we go. 14 titles, total cost of $75.11 shipped to my door, per title average of $5.36, and an estimated value of $174. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for your best shot at a free digital code. Memory is a strange thing. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye.